Wendy's first quarter. Greg Pogue, Joe Dubin, 13-year NFL veteran Brad Hopkins. We're live at Opryland Hotel for the winter meetings, baseball winter meetings, and what a treat! We're joined here at our makeshift studios here with Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher FergusonJenkins. Hey, Fergie, how you
Morning.
doing?
Yeah, doing good.
All right, just right away. Why are you in Nashville?
Well, Outbid.com is a company out of Oakland, California, and it's a company where you can get auction items online, and it's a startup company.
Yeah.
It's been going for a few months, and they're trying to get everything working just like everybody else. And here with the trade show, they've got a booth downstairs. Bob Iback got a hold of me and said, hey, if you want to come here and represent the company for 2 or 3 days and just see exactly what it's all about. Plus, I have a foundation, and we do a lot of auction things, especially in the spring with Gaylord Perry and Rod Carew, Tony Oliva. There's so many different players that come and are part of my charity. And I think it's a lot of fun to see these guys and have them be a part of the charity, the FergusonJenkins charity in Mesa, Arizona.
Ferguson, talk a little bit about the excitement that winter meetings brings. Obviously, this is a week of trades and conversation and rumors and whatnot. You're here in town. Just tell us a little bit about the buzz.
Well, every player that has an opportunity to play his option out and be a free agent, and if they put some big numbers up, hey, ball clubs are running after them. Let me tell you, they're chasing them. And they've had some trades the last couple of days. Now, it's also good for the 5-year free agents, too, in the minor leagues. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a good thing. And players want to get to the big leagues. If a ball club they play for thinks they're stale, they go to a new ball club, it could be a new life for them.
I think it's amazing that you're here. Inducted in 1991 to the Hall of Fame. Do you ever go to Cooperstown, like walk around?
Oh, yes, definitely. I go back every year to hear the new inductees and sit on the dais. This past year, a teammate of mine that unfortunately died early, but his wife Vicky came on, Vicky Sano, and really spoke highly of her husband as a player, a father, and a broadcaster.
And your number's retired from the Cubs.
Yes, right.
And to have that, tell me, are they ever going to get to the World Series?
They're working at it.
Yeah.
Theo Epstein and his team now with the ball club, they're bringing on a lot of these young players. It could happen. I think in a couple of years when they learn how to play together and learn how to win, Chicago could be a fantastic city to have a series.
And I'm a big fan of Dale Swaim, so I think they're in good hands with their their first-year manager, now second-year manager. Fergie Jenkins with us. You talk about the Cubs and Wrigley Field and that experience, and you mentioned Ron Santo, and too bad he couldn't have been inducted while he was still
10 years
alive.
ago.
He should have been in 10 years ago.
Unfortunately, I've been in the Hall of Fame 22 years now.
Uh-huh.
And believe me, it's still a thrill to sign Hall of Fame behind your name. 91, I went in with Rod Carew and Gaylord Perry. And for that situation to happen to you and to have the numbers that he had in his career and not being able to celebrate it's kind of really a crime because unfortunately he passed away 2 years ago. And his family understands it, but Ronnie would have loved to because I was a teammate with him for 10 years.
Yeah.
He's FergusonJenkins, Hall of Famer, joining us here in the Wendy's first quarter. We're very lucky to have him. Joe's just about to gush all over himself. I can't even believe this, how enamored he is. We were obviously talking about some trades and some moves and things like that. Obviously, clubhouse managers are on the move too as well. What do you think is more important in today's game? Is it a strong bullpen or is it good clubhouse management?
Ooh, well, ball clubs look for a strong bullpen. Now the starting staff only goes 5-6 innings. And now you got 13, 14 guys on a pitching roster. When I broke in, there was only 9. So I was in a five-man bullpen and a 4-man starting rotation. Now it's flipped. There's 5 and 9. So, I mean, it's incredible a lot of times that you see all the people on the staff because management tries to match up the hitter-pitcher. Left, right. Mm-hmm. And in a situation, a good left-handed pitcher that can get people out, he might only see 1 or 2 games a week, but when he does his job, I mean, he's called upon to do it, and he's out there.
19 years in the major leagues. What's the one moment that stands out more than any other for you?
Well, probably the year I won the Cy Young in '71. I might be the only pitcher that maybe has done it. I had 4 20s. I won 20 games. I had over 20 complete ball games. I had 29. I had over 20 RBIs and over 20 hits.
You were proud of being
I could hit. I could play.
I mean, could you have been a regular player if you think you would have? Have you ever thought about that?
I signed as a pitcher first baseman, but didn't get the opportunity to play any other position except pitch.
But Fergie, it's got to be crazy for you being a former Cy Young winner yourself, and to hear today's Cy Young winners being mentioned on the trade blocks. I mean, no.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Right, Dickey with the Mets. I think that everybody's available nowadays because of the fact every team wants to get strong in certain capacities. He had a super year throwing that knuckleball. It's tough to hit a butterfly, believe me. and I think what he's got, the pitch he's got, and what he proved in the National League, been able to do it.
Yeah.
Plus, he's a pretty all-around athlete too.
And Canadian, you are.
Right.
Played hockey, huh?
Yes, I did. Played Junior B in a little town of Chatham, Ontario for the Junior Maroons. Played a lot of basketball. Played with the Globetrotters a couple of years.
Are you the only native Canadian in the Hall of Fame?
Right now.
So how cool is it that you could say I'm the best baseball player in the history of Canada? I mean, in the history of Canada.
I don't do all that bragging.
A whole
Bragging,
country.
no. But there's been a lot of great players. Larry Walker, I hope within a few years he might possibly get Jason Bay. There's been a lot of guys. Terry Poole, Reggie Cleveland. So when you look back at some of the guys that have played, they got great numbers, but unfortunately just can't get enough. You have to get 75% of the vote.
And back in your day, trades didn't happen so much, and you were traded back, 1973 to the Rangers. What was that like back then as it compared to today?
Well, I was kind of disappointed. I went from a first division ball club to a last place team. Ugh. And my manager was Billy Martin, which was pretty tough. But other than that, when I went to the American League, I had to myself something to prove. I just left the National League. I'm going to another league. I see guys in all-star competition, but not on a regular basis. You're going to see Killebrew. You're going to see K-Line. You're going to see Rod Carew. I mean, you're going to see guys that are staunch players. And unfortunately, you have to do your homework a lot of times. In the spring, in Arizona, you only had a couple of American League teams. But when I got traded to Texas, now I'm in Florida. I'm seeing a lot more American League ball clubs. So you got to learn how to pitch to these guys. You got to learn how to set them up. Certain things that you do as a pitcher, you got to keep doing it because there's new players.
Which league did you like playing for the most?
Oh, the National League. I got a chance to play.
Yeah.
I could base run. I could bunt. Got a chance to swing the bat from time to time, and pitching was the thing that they wanted me to do.
Those Cubs teams, and then when I was growing up, you collected all the baseball cards and all the things, and Billy Williams and Don Kessinger and Glenn Beckert and Ron Santa.
I remember Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub, Randy Hundley, Leo DeRocher. Man, those Cubs teams were so special.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we had a great coaching staff too. I had Joe Becker's a pitching coach. I coached the Dodgers and the Cardinals, and Pete Reeser was a coach. Peanuts Lowry. So, there was guys that knew the game. And when I got traded there, I was only 22 years old. So, I was a kid, wide-eyed too. And Leo was the kind of guy that when he spoke, everybody listened.
All right, listen, because I'm closer to you than I am them, age-wise. Leo DeRocher, what was his nickname?
I have no idea.
Leonardo.
Leo the Lip.
Leo the Lip.
Leo the Lip DeRocher.
He had two sayings. If you didn't play well, I'll back the truck up. That means you're gone. And nice guys finish last. And he didn't want you to be a nice. Hey, when you're on the mound, he had certain people he wanted knocked off the plate. And hey, you went out and done it.
Fergie, are you surprised at the development of these young athletes? You got Steven Strasburg and Bryce Harper and all these guys that are being so impactful so early on in their careers. Is that a shock to you?
Not really. I came up, I was 21 when I came up with the Phillies. There were a lot of young guys. Grant Jackson, Alex Johnson, Dick Allen. We're all pretty young players with the Phillies. But every ball club will bring up those young players that have that potential, and they can see it. And that's what it's all about. Don't let all that ability get wasted in the minor leagues.
Hey, we want you to stick around, and a week from tomorrow, celebrate your birthday here.
Yeah, well, 13th. Yeah, you're right.
We see, the internet's a wonderful thing.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
FergusonJenkins, again, outbid.com. Tell the folks about that, and, of course, you're part of the trade show here.
Well, it's an online bidding company, and they do an auction every Thursday.
Right.
Marv Levy's going to be here. He's going to be on the program on the 17th of December. And, it's a lot of different things. If you want to bid on maybe throwing out the first pitch, being a coach on the sidelines. So there's a lot of aspects to it. But it's something that I think people are really going to be interested in when it really, really gets into full swing.
And sports-themed, all
Definitely, all kinds of sports things. Like I said, in spring training, we have Gaylord Perry, we have Rod Carew, we have Tony Oliva, we have Raleigh Fingers, Vita Blue, Bert Campaneris in the Oakland.
Wow.
And we bring guys in, and what they do is they sign a Hall of Fame bat or a jersey, and you can bid on those items.
It's neat talking to you. We had you on the show earlier this year. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
FergusonJenkins, Hall of Famer. Thanks
All
for
right.
stopping by.
Thank you.
And it is outbid.com. We'll take a break. We'll move some furniture around. Get my spot a little bit later on in the show. We are live at Gaylord Opryland Hotel, the baseball winter meetings. When we come back, agent Bo McInnes, the agent for R.A. Dickey, the agent for David Price, all of that, Bo McInnes, when we come back to the Wendy's first quarter.